What is up, guys? NYK31 here, bringing you Madden 17 Mutt Salary Cap gameplay and my initial patch impressions. Here, take a look at my squad, and we bustled up on elite offensive linemen. I have some new guys here with that Alex Mack, which I didn't have before, and there you have the defensive side of the ball. So let's get into it. Really liked the broadcast that Rex and Clint did on Twitch just the other day. If you haven't seen it, a couple of guys had it posted on their YouTube channels. Hollywood Sports does, and plus you can also always go to the Twitch archive. But here we go. I spent a few games just kind of testing things out and not really caring about the outcome. So I sacrificed a little bit of rank here and there just to kind of see what worked and what didn't. And once I got a feel for that and got used to the game speed actually took a couple of games to really feel comfortable with, which kind of surprised me. It was a bigger adjustment than I thought it was going to be. It literally took me, I would say, about 3 games to say, okay, I get a feel for how this game speed is going to impact how I process things. And once I got a feel for all that and what still works, Nickel Blitz 2, and what's better, offensive line, defensive line matchups being the main things, and the zone awareness to the corner strike, the outside C route, of course, being another main thing. I then said to myself, okay, let's buckle back down and let's get serious. So I played about a half a dozen games all total. So let's talk about a couple of takeaways. One, from what I've seen, the all bronze line is dead. It's gone. It's finished. First game I played against a guy who had a bronze left tackle, and Olivier Vernon had 4 sacks in the first quarter, 5 sacks for the game. So that's over with. You got to get those bronze offensive tackles off the field if you still want to find ways to work around having to invest heavily on your offensive line. I suggest that you have bare minimum a couple of golds out there. Like this guy here, I've already started seeing guys with 1 or 2 gold linemen. Usually offensive tackles, like this guy has a gold Tony Baselli on his team. And that's going to make a huge difference now. You're not going to be able to hold up with these all bronze offensive lines. So if you don't have any offensive linemen in your binder that are worth anything, hit that auction block. You can find some. There's a couple of quality silver offensive linemen that you can survive with, and there's a bunch of gold values, and you also have your elites. So I would strongly recommend sprinkling in a couple of the high-end silvers, like the Brian DePuente and the most feared Gabe Jackson. Those are 2 standouts for me. And bare minimum having 2 gold offensive linemen. Now, as you see there, Nickel Blitz 2 is still a thing. And it's a real shame because it really limits the game. If you're playing against someone who's just going to run Nickel Blitz 2 down after down after down, it throws out most of your playbook. You have to have either a formation. You have to do one of 2 things, or actually one of 3 things. Run play action. Play action pass will pick it up, but you have to run the play action pass at the back on the opposite side of the field as the nickelback. That'll block it. Because I get some really nice run blocking here. This is the best offensive line I've ever put together. It's really good. So that works. Changing the back's assignment from straight run block to putting him on a check and release will pick it up most of the time. And also the normal things that people do, like out of gun bunch, they'll keep a tight end into block, or they'll motion a tight end out of doubles or wide trips to block. Those type of things, those all work, but it still eliminates you being able to play out of four wide spread, four wide trips, unless you're constantly doing check and release, and and you also got to make sure that you have your guy checking and releasing the right direction. You have to flip the play if he's not. Here he runs some under center power. That's another thing that I noticed is that you can run with power against nickel and dime sets a bit better, especially if you have the horses like I do. Like here, I'm just powering the ball at him, and my guys are just all elites across the board. They're just better than what he has. And here, I get a great pocket there. You're seeing less of the linemen standing around and doing nothing, and that allowed me to step up into the pocket and deliver that strike. And again, I'm just chopping wood at him with superior offensive linemen. Same thing here again. Kicked out. I probably could have cut that up. That's just a case of getting used to having to scoot out there. But my offensive line just completely dominated that drive. So basically, my main takeaways initially about the patch is that the offensive line, defensive line, talent discrepancy is a lot better. It really is. I'm seeing my edge rushers really get upfield much better when they have the talent advantage. As you saw, Khalil Mack and Olivier Vernon really do a good job of heading upfield, and he had nowhere to go. You're seeing better spatial awareness out of the offensive linemen as far as not standing around as much against a simple 3 or 4 man rush even at times. You'll still see it, especially when guys run the edge heat that people like to run, where they're bringing the overload off of one side and dropping guys into spies and zones to the other. The offensive linemen are not going to cross a formation, but they're doing a better job of being aware of picking up somebody when they're on their side of the formation. C routes. Against most over-the-top coverage audible adjustments at a zone coverage, the C route will be covered. It'll take a big boy throw to get it in there, a precision high pass throw with a guy like Brett Favre with 97 arm strength and gunslinger. It's not, the days of just blindly chucking it in there are done. From what I can see, this guy tried everything in his power to hit one, and I don't think he completed a single one. And as a result, you can see the scores getting shut out. This is really exposing guys who relied on corner strike to, quote unquote, be good on offense. And that's the thing about this Madden community. And I say this a million times. Most of these people, they need the exploits, they need the AI flaws to be good at the game. You know, your guys in the top 50 of the leaderboard, they're your top, let's just throw out a number here, 1% of the Madden community. They're always going to be good. Your top 250 are probably between the top 15 and 25% of the Madden playing community, and the rest are just schlock who need someone to teach them how to exploit the game. I'm probably being overly general with those percentages, but you guys get the idea. How many times you play somebody in MUT with all these stacked players that they have, and they're just horrible? That's what I mean. So that's my early takeaway as far as the patch is concerned. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.